Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very pleased that I get the chance to greet all you participants at the Oslo Freedom Forum. A special greeting to all of you who have traveled far to be here at this very important forum. I would also take this opportunity to thank the Oslo Freedom Forum for giving me this opportunity to actually greet you. But most importantly, I would like to thank the Oslo Freedom Forum for making sure that so many brave human rights defenders get the chance to tell their stories at this podium. Because human rights is all about individuals. It is about brave people who stand up for their rights. And by doing that, they stand up for the core values that we all believe in. Democracy, freedom of speech, the rule of law, international obligations of human rights. And that is also the reason why the Norwegian government support the Oslo Freedom Forum financially. And that is also the reason why the protection of human rights defenders has for several years now been a key priority of Norway. And let me just share with you for a couple of minutes some of our key priorities in the work that we try to do. The objective, of course, in our work is to ensure that the efforts to promote and defend human rights in all parts of the world can be carried out without restrictions or threats to human rights defenders or to their families. And as I said, human rights defenders, they do not only stand up for their own rights, but they are people who stand up for other people's rights and all of our rights together. Even in the most challenging environments, human rights defenders can help improve lives and empower citizens. Therefore, support for human rights defenders is an investment in the rule of law and in democracy for all of us. We do our work at the local level. We try to do our work at the national level, and we also do a lot of work on the international level when it comes to human rights. On the international level, support to the work that the UN does has been a priority for us for many years. Norway was the country who led the working group that developed the UN Declaration on Human Rights Defenders. And the declaration was adopted by consensus by the UN General Assembly in 1998. And it still remains the normative basis for international efforts for human rights defenders. But then, of course, we know that there are still a lot of challenges. What is written on a piece of paper doesn't immediately have a say on the ground. And what we have witnessed is, for example, an increasing reluctance to accept requests for country visits by the special rapporteur. This is indeed a major obstacle to carrying out her mandate in an effective way. So my government regularly brings this issue up in talks with other governments, and we strongly urge them to allow her visit and her meeting with civil society. Since last spring, the effect of peaceful protest and of people's demand for justice and human rights has proved its very dramatic effects. And in November, the UN General Assembly adopted a draft resolution put forward by Norway on strengthening the protection of human rights defenders and the right of peaceful protest. And this is the first time the General Assembly confirmed the right of peaceful protest in decision regarding human rights defenders. And the concept of peaceful protest has encountered strong opposition, as you know, from certain countries. Therefore, this adoption of this resolution was so important. And therefore, we will now do everything we can to make sure that we move forward on the basis of this and make the norm a reality. But make no mistake, human rights is all about change on the ground. So our main focus is therefore how we can bring the UN and all of our forces to support change for people actually on the ground. And to do this, we have strengthened our embassy's work with local human rights defenders. We have issued specific guidelines on human rights defenders for our embassies. And these guidelines set out a variety of actions that will enable our embassies to support and to help protect human rights defenders. But this is all about you. The brave voices that stand up in their local communities at a national level, but also on international levels. And we will try to do whatever we can to support the brave people that stand up and fight for their rights. So with these words, again, thank you so much for being here in Oslo, for giving your stories, telling about the facts on the ground, what is actually happening on the ground. We need that, all of us, as individuals, as governments, and at the international level. So thank you so much for being here.